I've never seen it.
Wait, what?
I love them all. Because then we can see them on all of them. We're hanging. Yeah, no, it's Ozempic. But Ozempic became like a buzzword so fast. I think people didn't even really associate it with being an actual medicine that had an actual purpose at one point.
Yeah, and I hate that they use that song. I'm not gonna sing it. I'm not gonna.
Ozempic.
Yeah, it's so
Auto weight
genius. Whoever thought of that, probably got a raise. But now there's all these knockoff kinds that you don't need a prescription for, but they're not like approved by the FDA.
Oh.
Wow. Yeah, it's just a regular starvation.
Well, that's like
It's your run of the mill. Take 3 years off your life to look better for 2 of them in the middle of it. Anorexia.
it's a cocaine diet with way less fun.
Yeah, I know. Just do cocaine.
Right.
Everybody.
At least then you'll.
What could go wrong?
Well, that's like I
make
have
friends.
I have lupus, and when Trump was president, he said the whole what was it? Is it hydrochloroquine? When he said like, oh, hydrochloroquine will cure COVID. Literally, my CVS pharmacist was calling everybody who had hydrochloroquine, was like, you should get a refill like right now.
Yeah.
And I was excited because I got my refill and I thought I was going to be able to sell it on the streets, and no.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you live in a blue area. People don't fall for it. And
Well, he also said to drink bleach, so it was like cheaper to do
Yeah,
that.
right. I mean, Tide Pods were locked already at CVS at that point.
Everything's locked now.
Everything is locked. You try and buy socks, and you have to find an employee, and you're like, can't you just let 2 people get free socks, and I can just pick them up off the shelf?
It feels very weird that deodorant is what they're like.
Everything you need to survive, you need an underpaid teenager to open for you.
I have an easier time putting my hand in the cash register than I do getting deodorant from CVS. And they're always mad
They
at
don't want you to have it.
for wanting to get it.
They want you to stink.
Yeah. They don't want you to be there.
So messed up.
We don't want you to fuck. We want you to be repulsive.
That's where I'm glad. I have a fentanyl prescription I can access, so I'm glad that's pretty normal stuff. And you can just, I wish I could resell it.
Is fentanyl
Where can you sell that? If you guys are listening, is it okay to sell your prescription over a podcast?
Is fentanyl like Ozempic, where it had a innocent origin and then people just
it is a painkiller.
SoundCloud.
It is a painkiller. I mean, you can take it for pain.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to mix it with uppers,
Yeah.
which is why it kills people when it's in like drugs.
My favorite upper is Faygo.
Purple Faygo.
Purple
It's all he
Faygo.
drinks.
They do sell that at the.
Kyle's
I
never had
totally know
water.
what Faygo is.
Never had water. This is actually lemon
For
lime
show.
Faygo right now. Carbonated lemon lime Faygo.
Oh, it's a soda. I knew that.
Yeah. Oh, it's
what
famously
juggalos
associated
drink.
with ICP.
Oh.
Who just endorsed Harris for president.
I don't know if there's ever been like a greater, we've actually been pretty cool the whole time than like ICP.
I've always loved them. Violent J and Shaggy 2 Dope. Yeah, they're good guys.
I went to a wedding in Detroit that had a Faygo ice cream like float bar.
Whoa.
Because I think that's why ICP is really into it, right? They're from Detroit.
Yeah.
And so it's a local Detroit soda, from what I understand.
Yes,
and
it's
so
like a knockoff soda. Yeah,
it is. And these people whose wedding I went to who met because of this podcast.
Well, that's
100% true.
cute.
They met, and it's very
Little
wonderful.
freaks.
They met having never seen each other.
Oh,
And which is great.
I miss the days when a juggalo was like the weirdest type of white person you can meet.
Oh yeah, they
Like
were like
now, I feel like if I see a juggalo, I wouldn't even like
you feel safe.
Yeah,
yeah, like an Elon Musk is way scarier than.
I'd rather see a juggalo than a
tech guy.
Cybertruck for sure.
Yeah,
Oh, for sure.
You lived in Seattle. Any tech guy in like a Patagonia has more wild card, scary things that could happen than a juggalo.
Well,
because
that's
they're
like-
about family.
When you're here, your family.
Yeah, they're actually in a lawsuit with Vin Diesel about who's about family the most.
I just love the idea at the gathering of the juggalos that, there's couples who both of them are a part of that juggalo lifestyle.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I am entertained by the couples who one of them is
Right.
about the lifestyle and the other one's just a really supportive
Well, a lot of them are like
partner.
juggaloing multiple things at the same time. They have multiple balls in the air, if you
Life's
will.
stressful.
Is that a rule? You can't be a juggalo and do clown shit at the same time? Like, do they think?
No, I think you're required to do clown shit.
Gotta have at least one trick up your sleeve.
Yeah, I don't think you can be married to a casual.
Yeah, that would be crazy. If it's just you're just kind of like, no, yeah, it's their thing. They do.
I have a friend from the Bay who was in Vice magazine for being the only black dude at an ICP show. And
it's what's crazy is Vice went there to look for that.
Well,
that wasn't an accidental reporting.
You know who wrote it was Allison Stevenson. Not having no idea that like we knew each other, like I didn't know her at all, which is a wild part of the story. But yeah, Vice probably titled it like "The Only Black Juggalo."
They already had that title written, and so you just see her ignoring a second black person at the concert. They're like, "You're mixed, right?"
Really missed opportunity to not have Michael Barbaro do that report instead.
I miss when that's what Vice was too.
I know.
They were so fun and cool there for a little while.
Yeah.
Weren't they like real reporting at some point?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Have you?
They were like getting in the shit.
What was it? Documentary Now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I've never seen it, but
where they have like a Vice satire episode.
Yeah.
Because it was John Mulaney and Bill. It was like Bill Hader and who was the other main person? That
Fred Armisen.
Fred Armistice. That's when the cops stop hitting kids in Portland. Is a Fred Armistice.
Portlandia came out. They're like, all right.
But they had a Vice episode where Bill Hader was like, because Vice had like that reputation for just being like, we could do it. Why don't you just go? And he's like, I'm gonna go talk to El Chapo or whoever their equivalent was. And then he goes and knocks on El Chapo's door and just gets shot in the face like 2 minutes into the episode and killed. And that was like their whole reporting on El Chapo.
This is like when Gavin McInnes was in charge.
Yeah.
He like ran Vice.
Just another guy where the Juggalos has aged perfect.
All his opinions are so good.
I'm going to a Tiki Torch convention to see how many you can buy at once.
Have we really gotten this far with the who are the main Juggalos called again?
Violent J and Shaggy 2.
They're ICP. I would say they're probably the most mainstream Juggalos.
The leaders of the Juggalo ICP. They haven't been canceled. They haven't done anything wrong.
No, they truly haven't.
I mean, even they let their fans throw human poop at Tila Tequila, and that aged to where we all wished we could.
That was actually that aged like apple stock, to be perfectly honest.
They were even wildly like self-aware early on, being from Detroit, that they were just like, we're not calling ourselves rappers. Like, we're not like, we love rap, we love hip, we honor what that is, and this is not it.
Yeah.
Please don't. We're not trying to take from anybody.
Right. Yeah, and they needed to distance themselves from Eminem, I think, at the time of just being like mainstream, loud, angry white kid music.
Mm-hmm.
Is this
from Detroit.
How being a black Juggalo starts? Like, I'm having so much respect for them now.
The problem is the music sucks.
You're gonna run into this conflicting moment where you have to experience any of it, and you're not gonna want to.
I honestly,
That's
low-key,
why it's for whites.
If you covered the expenses, I would maybe. Honestly, the reason why I would not go to a gathering, hear me out. The reason why I would not go to the gathering of the Juggalos is because it involves camping.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah.
That's because all their houses can move.
Yeah. And if they don't, you'll see two guys that
It's not camping, it's relocation.
Yeah.
They'll turn the bed of their truck into a hot tub.
Right.
It's a tarp with dirty water.
Like during the day, it's their cooler, and then the ice melts, and they just start the truck and heat it up.
It's starting to sound like the Juggalos are just my hometown in Florida, but with better arts and crafts.
Yeah,
oh, yeah.
Yeah, and cool makeup.
Florida with community.
Yeah.
They had comedy at the gathering for a minute, and it was a bad idea.
Bobcat has like an incredible story about doing stand-up at a gathering of the Juggalos.
Because people would like throw bottles at you and shit. No matter what. They throw bottles at people they love. Yeah. It's just what they do. Bottles.
He's where I heard the Tila Tequila story because he was there. And he's like, I know what you're asking yourself. How do you know it's human poop? And he's like, when it hits you, you know.
You know what? No, I would argue people, because I've had people say that to me before. How do you know if it's human shit? Because the first time.
Why?
What's some more context there?
I don't know.
Because I've never shit it.
First time I went to LA was in 2015. I was visiting a friend, and we went out to go out in downtown LA.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't know that's not where you go out. And I saw human shit for the first time outside
of wet.
Okay, so that and also outside of a toilet for the first time in my life. It was in LA. It was on the
that's
sidewalk.
what I meant as a wet. Was like a toilet or a porta potty
Oh,
or like I don't know why I called it a wet. And thank you guys for like not stopping everything when I referred to anywhere you could poop normally to be a wet. Maybe it's WHET.
That was really weird.
Yeah.
I thut you meant not wet because he was living in Seattle, and I was like,
no.
oh yeah, that's legit.
Yeah.
He probably only saw human shit in the rain
right.
before. In the wet.
That's what that whole Nevermind album is about, right? You've seen it out utero, if you will.
Yeah, I was afraid of challenging you, and then you being like, actually, that makes a lot of sense.
We weren't going back.
And then I look stupid.
You just moved to LA. You don't know what a wet is.
You just never saw any in the sun.
Yeah, it was always wet.
Yeah.
It was always wet.
Get the rain here.
And no, I saw human shit on the sidewalk twice in the same night within blocks from each other.
Different poops?
They looked similar.
Yeah.
But you could tell it was different cuisine.
Yeah.
Ew.
Well,
let's move on.
It's not lean cuisine, if you will, which is what Ozempic I think is going by now.
I love how that's the line.
So here's my transition. So you saw a dookie. Speaking of having not seen a Babadookie.
Speaking of Green Day,
we're here. This is the annual lead up to Halloween. I think Halloween will be 2 days after this comes out.
25th annual.
25th annual. 1/4 of the episodes have never seen it that have ever come out. Amy Miller. And this all started just because you happened to do The Shining on the first one. I think if you'd picked a Christmas movie, we'd be like wedging in some weird Hallmark holiday movies or something.
I've seen a lot more of those.
And I think there's fewer to choose from.
Yeah, it's true. I know, it's wild. We started this when we were children.
We were optimistic. There used to be things called podcast networks.
Yeah.
And what they would do is not withhold thousands of dollars from you when they go under. At least at the time.
What a time.
What a time. And now there aren't those unless you are famous from TV beforehand. That's how you make, people don't know that's how you make a podcast network is you get on TV for years and then you make one where you say, remember that.
Yep.
But we didn't do that here. This is like 6 or 7, I would say.
Yeah.
I don't know if there was one off year there with the pandemic. I don't even think there was. I think by then we did it on Zoom for a little bit.
We had nothing but time.
Now we're on borrowed.
What was y'all's favorite COVID phase?
Oh, probably the one we quit acknowledging because we got tired of it.
I think it was like.
I'm sorry for your loss, but I got a new 3 that I need to run by.
Yeah.
I think it was like that 2.5 months in where we would have a picnic with our friends in the park, but we'd be really scared.
Yeah.
But also feel naughty.
Yeah. We were like, well, it was nice to not feel like you had to do anything.
Yeah, and be like, everyone has to bring their own bottle of wine because of the germs.
There were like 11 days when the government supported us, like humans as a whole.
Was nice.
That was nice.
Trump gave us money.
That first week or so before it became like a political thing, before people took sides and all that. Everyone, no matter who you were, we were all on the same page of, hey, this thing is new.
In certain
this
cities.
Thing is,
yeah.
You know what? That's fair.
Where we were living.
There was that first week could have been, had we all agreed on it, referred to as the second to last week. Those would have been the same week if we would have all been on the same page.
That's why I'm not voting for Trump a second time.
Yeah. Fool me 3 times. Write-in ballots. Shame on me.
But I was just going to say, like, during that time when most people, if your city had a reading level, there was this consensus of this is scary. We don't know what to do, but let's all rally together to help each other out. But at the same time, we all collectively didn't know shit. So people were like showing up to the grocery store with traffic cones on their head.
Oh, yeah.
Or people who like wholeheartedly were wearing underwear on their faces because they're like, this is going to...
We couldn't find masks anywhere. We'd only produced 6 as a society up until that point.
Which which is weird because people were using.
I think
them.
we all.
Yeah.
The only time we all felt afraid was when Shane had it. Shane Torres just got COVID, and we were like, "What the fuck?" He just had to live in Los Angeles for a while.
When D.L. Hughley like passed out on stage.
Yeah.
And you're like, "Oh, good, Nashville. That's cool. You're still having shows."
Or when Idris Elba, his partner, was like, "I'll die." Because he got it, and then she was like, "I'm gonna stay." Well, I think it was Idris Elba.
Yeah,
and was just like, "I'm gonna stay with him," and they were both just fine.
You don't leave him,
Like,
no matter what.
Don't let him go be alone for a little bit.
But DL falling in that big hat.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't want to see a man that
No.
well dressed hit the bricks. You know?
No. I'm glad it's gone forever. I mean, I haven't had COVID for almost 2 weeks.
I've never seen it.
Literally had it 2 weeks ago.
But now it's gone forever. You're the last patient.
It's gone
You're the
forever. I
last
put it
patient.
all into the little pop things on these microphones.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. This is the scary episode because you didn't know what the Babadook was. It's my COVID.
Kyle, if I get it, I'm going to be so mad at you.
I don't think you can. I think I haven't had it for a while.
That's my favorite part of this phase now is that people will still do the like, you gave it to me. It's like, no, we're all just choosing to get it all the time over and over.
I had
we know how to prevent it.
I know when I got it. D&D game. A guy at our D&D game was very hungover.
Okay,
And,
that I do believe.
he was like, I can't believe I did. Because now when you get older and you have like one drink and feel hungover, you're just like, I'm getting so much older. It turns out, no, he had COVID. And he gave it all to all of us at D&D, and we all got it. And that was weeks ago. So I've been negative for 2.5 weeks now.
Okay.
Not COVID negative, just like down on myself.
Oh.
So normal.
Normal Kyle. Probably the worst thing health-wise that's ever happened to me was that COVID I got 2 weeks ago. I'm $400,000 in debt to CVS COVID tests. Let's talk here about the Babadook. Is it at this point difficult for you, Amy, to come up with one you haven't seen? Or is there still a big treasure trove of scary movies to pick from?
No, there's so many, and I had a real breakthrough last week on horror movies and me because I have seen a lot. I was like, my boyfriend and I were looking for one to watch, like something fun, and we were gonna watch The Puppet Master, and he was like, "You've never seen The Puppet Master?" And I'm like, "I don't like horror.
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah.
Oh,
a horror movie.
It's from the early '80s, and it is really small puppets killing people."
Okay, so it's in like a Chucky sort of.
But they're so small, it's crazy that they're effective because nobody just like kicks them across the room. They just wrestle with it was the funniest shit I've ever seen, and with tiny knives. I mean, literally stabbing.
These are like Russian nesting doll size, like
they
things
are
like
so
a few
funny.
inches. That's so funny.
Well, there was the deleted scene where you find out that the puppets are CIA trained. That's why they're so.
What? I mean, I can't believe I want to look this up.
It was so funny.
So what was the breakthrough?
Not scary.
Yes.
Oh, that I repeat this thing like that I don't watch horror. It's not really true. I watched a lot as a kid in high school and college. What the through line is that I was very Christian.
Okay.
And so my compromise was I never watched anything that was like of the occult, the devil, like possession, witchy stuff, like even fucking Hocus Pocus. But I would like watch a man, if a human man's doing the killing, then I would watch it. Yeah. But anything that felt like unchristian, like that's why I didn't see The Exorcist, The Omen, like all these things.
But that's a lot of. I mean, that's like a huge, especially American horror carve out.
It is, but that's also so embarrassing.
I love.
I
love
Jesus,
the.
Yeah, that's embarrassing, and also definitely not my reason why I don't watch.
Do you think
movies
that the
with
Catholic
ghosts and
Church,
demons?
like
Right?
the Catholic Church, had to be like, keep making these because we can't let them find out who the real bad guy is here?
Yeah.
Wait, the idea that ghost movies are a psyop by the Catholic Church?
Look, well, you want to see the scariest movie
It's
of them all?
possible.
It's Spotlight.
It was so scary.
I don't fuck with ghost and demon movies for the same reason.
Yeah, I can't
grew up
believe it
hella
took
religious
me
and-
this long to put my finger on it though. Like it literally took someone because Puppet Master's so silly. It probably wouldn't have even been scary to me as a child. They're so ridiculous looking.
I
But
looked
because
them up,
they're
and
possessed.
if you guys haven't seen it, they're more ridiculous looking than you're picturing.
I'm gonna
Because they
Yeah.
all also look a little bit like the same puppet in a different costume.
Yeah. Well, one is like probably 8 inches tall, but has human man-sized hands. So he just has to like get on your shoulders to choke you out, but it's still so small.
I love that they're all like, if I get a really specific set of circumstances and things fall my way, this guy's fucking dead.
It's so funny.
Do you think the reason why they killed so many is because like people were so embarrassed about getting attacked by something so small?
You couldn't tell your friends this was happening to you? Nah, I killed myself.
They made like 9 Puppet Master movies.
There was one
There's
called
9
Axis
of
of
them?
Evil, which
Yes.
is so funny because I'm like, actually, that used to be another thing.
Yeah.
And it was countries during a war.
And Corey Feldman's in one, but I'm gonna see them all now.
I already just that's the fact that there's 9. So there's the Puppet
8 or
Master.
9,
Is
yeah.
it the Puppet Master or Puppet Master?
One guy
And then number
like,
2
put
is
this-
2 Puppet 2 Master.
I don't know. I will keep you posted.
Puppet up to the streets.
Puppet Master 2 Electric Boogaloo.
There's so much. I mean, it was, you Google it and there's an overwhelming amount of information about all of the, I'm so funny. If you Google this thing, there's stuff online about it.
Yeah, you
I don't
can read
have
about it.
I don't have Connect. I tried to look it up on my phone. What do they look like? I just want to see. Sorry, listeners. I know
The original Puppet Master puppets. Oh yeah, look at that little guy. Look at those 3.
Like, look at this
One's
stuff.
wearing a party hat, but looks like some sort of.
It's
dictator.
incredible. You know what's wild is that looks, I can't believe we're doing this much visual, a little bit like the Babadook.
Oh.
And
I think it also Jigsaw was like based on this face.
I could see that. I think that might be like, because
That makes
Jigsaw the
sense.
clown
That's the
sort of
main puppet.
Mike Carosa's like listening, like losing his fucking mind right now. Where he's like, Jigsaw's not based off of that. He's based off in an out.
Mikey,
think it
sweetie,
is.
if you're listening, I love
And
you.
he's got a little hook and then one tiny knife.
Incredible.
And then that guy has a birthday hat on for some reason.
But they do look a little bit like,
And then there's a really beefy guy with a
they
tiny
are
head.
less scary than 6 jokes from Beetlejuice.
I love how the weapons are proportional to
Yeah.
the puppets.
Oh, yeah.
Like the fact that they made this and they're like they probably gave them real weapons in the first draft and then they were like, now that's ridiculous.
Yeah, we need people to believe they could get killed by these guys. They are. I love stuff. There's a movie, a horror movie. If this is the type of where it's like campy and you don't know if they meant to be or not, like where their earnesty stopped or their awareness stopped while they're making it. A couple that I love. One is called The Mangler, and it's about a clothing laundry press that lures people in and then kills them, but it can't move because it's humongous. You know what I mean? It's a giant industrial laundry thing.
It's just really charming.
So it has to be like, you guys kind of want to. And then the other one is called, I think I've talked about it on here before, is Maximum Overdrive.
Oh, I love that.
I've
It's
heard of that one.
Stephen King's only movie he directed.
Oh.
It's a Stephen King short story he made into a movie that he directed. This is like the cokest phase he was at, for him even. And the movie is about ghost aliens that take over semi-trucks because they can take over machines.
I'm listening.
And semi-trucks are the most practical thing to take over in the United States. But then they trap Emilio Estevez in a gas station because they need humans to refuel them, and they realize that. And so they get a military machine gun that they control that threatens the humans. It's insane.
This plot sounds like a game of Mad Libs.
It's close.
Like you just collected random nouns and
Yeah.
It is really, and the
adjectives.
trailer is
Name
Stephen
an author,
King.
Stephen King.
Exactly.
It sounds like a movie like you got caught cheating, but you're trying to create a fake. No, babe. I was going to go watch
Yeah.
Maximum Overdrive. It has Emilio
It is
Estevez.
so
it has
crazy.
these aliens that take over cars. It's a
You'd
real
love
movie.
it. It goes to a different school, and it's a fever dream. And then this is not a spoiler, but it is a spoiler. They don't know how to kill these trucks, and then about 80% of the way into the movie, the guy who owns the gas station's son goes, "Dad, should we tell him about the bazookas in the basement?"
Also, why can't they just like cut the gas line or whatever?
There's a
Just
lot of
disable the truck.
eventually the military thing shows up and it's a big machine gun, so it tells them what to do or it'll shoot at them. But once then the guy's like, "Don't tell him about that, son." You know what I mean? He's like one of those types with the
Yeah.
big cigar. He's like, "Those are our guns," and then they just blow them all up because they had rocket launchers in the room with them the whole movie.
How do you forget you have bazookas?
He didn't want. I think he just to own the libs. This may have been the first ever instance of owning a lib.
It kind of scared me as a child.
It has
and my
bazookas?
mom worked
Yeah,
in the
that's pretty
trucking
fair.
industry.
Oh,
and
then
I
yeah.
was like, I don't want to go anywhere.
It has some
near
scary
those
trucks
things.
and some good deaths. One guy gets killed by a Pepsi machine.
Yeah.
Nice.
because it shoots the soda out at his face so hard it kills him.
Sponsored by Coke.
Right, exactly. When you ask for Coke and they say we have Pepsi instead, you shoot him in the face with a can as hard as you possibly can. I love those energy ones. I think are really fun. Mm-hmm. I remember watching last year, made by I think, what is it called? Oh, it was the Fall of the House of Usher, which is a Netflix show.
Oh yeah,
that sort of hit that exact type of like campy, funny but earnest with good deaths type of thing. And I was like, this is nice because I'm not horrified the whole time I'm watching it. I'm kind of laughing. And then it has it's sort of like it's based on Fall of the House. There's like a Succession energy between this family and they all keep dying. It's very fun. I like stuff like
watch that. Yeah.
I'm trying to think of examples, but the ones I could think of are like outright parodies. Like they're not like where it's like trying to earnest beat a movie. Like Cabin in the Woods, I love that. But that's like a parody.
Favorite.
That's really fun.
It's a pretty earnest parody though. Yeah.
That's true.
It's really well done. And there are scary moments.
Yeah,
I love
that's true.
Movie.
I think that's really, really
Same thing
really
with
devil
Tucker
stuff.
and Dale versus Evil. I love that one. I haven't seen it in a long time, so I don't know if it. That's one where it's like these two like country dudes. They like you think that they're like murderous hillbilly folk, but they're actually like these two really nice best friends. And they accident like these group of teens, the girl in the group gets knocked out, and they the Tucker and Dale try to rescue them, but the rest of the teens think that they're murderous. So they try to rescue the girl, not realizing she's safe. And as they try to rescue her, they all keep accidentally killing themselves. So the movie is them being like Tucker and Dale are like, oh my God, you're part of a murderous like suicide cult where all these kids are showing up on our property trying to kill themselves. It's a good movie. It's a good movie. I know I described it terribly.
But I think what's fun there's like two types of sort of horror now where there's like that, where it's self-aware of the horror that has happened already, or there's the scariest shit that's ever happened in my whole fucking life, and it's put out and it'll be called like of to not have. A24 presents of to not have, and you're gonna see people's bodies flayed open in ways, and you're just like,
it's all your worst fears coming true.
Everything you've ever thought, everyone in it looks like your friends, the movie, and you're like, but
and by the way, I'm personally offended by the ongoing fetishization of hillbillies during the Halloween season. Oh, you think it's so funny the rest of the year when all my relatives are voting for Trump or whatever, but and then you don't want to hang out with us, but Halloween comes around.
The hills have eyes, and they use those eyes to fill out their ballots.
Also, every haunted house is just like a guy like missing teeth and like overalls,
a sweat-stained like tank top,
using a chainsaw, drinking a Bud Light, and you're like, this is rude.
Yeah, you guys want to hang out with us when it's not October because we have four-wheelers that we stole from a garage sale.
Hollywood, my culture is not your costume. Okay?
No, if you want a scary movie that takes place there, 3 billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri. It's scary because it'll remind you how cops get off, or not really. They're not how cops get off.
On my chest. What? Why did you say that?
We should do a whole podcast where we watch movies where
Cop
like
porns.
hillbillies are unfairly portrayed.
Oh, Joe Bob did like a whole touring live show kind of about it. It was so awesome. Yeah, he like started with the Scots Irish and like how hillbillies started in the States to begin with, like the Presbyterian Church. He like traces this whole history of hillbillies back all the way up until like modern day horror.
All the way up until our king, J.D. Vance.
Exactly.
Shout out to JD.
Upper middle class.
You know
Ohioan
what? Let's talk about it. Let's
Appalachia.
normalize fucking a couch, okay? You're just young, you're horny. I have never done that.
Look.
A Papa San chair.
Put the ouch in couch.
Was it a Papa San?
I've never, hold on, to be clear, I've never fucked a couch.
It's too late.
I know a lot of dudes that fucked furniture.
A love seat I have though. That's different.
Well, it's romantic.
Yeah.
And you're not a fuckboy. You know?
Right, and
like,
you're kind of in the fetal position because it's smaller.
Yeah.
He wants to feel a connection.
Yeah, love seats are for couch fuckers who are monogamous.
You heard it here first.
You did. Well, we're going to come back and we're going to do the script, but we're going to take a quick break. We're killing it. Great title for it. The Babadook.
Sorry about my formatting.
That's okay. I know. I even said, I'm like, Amy is going to send me a Google Doc, and I know it's going to happen right before you. I always know it'll be here. You've never been like, phone. Actually, I didn't do it from the phone. I mean, what else are you going to do while you're driving?
On the 110, it's important to write a script.
Right. Well, people are about to enter your highway like it's Mario Kart.
The highway is so scary.
The entrance ramps are 7 feet.
Ugh.
Yeah. I was not mentally prepared for moving here and realizing
it's the oldest highway here. That's why it's never
literally
been updated.
for Model Ts. Yeah.
It's very much, it's one thing because like every other place, growing up in Florida, people drove crazy, but I didn't really realize it. And then living in Seattle, everyone drives like a little bitch. So
they're bad.
Yeah.
But they're bad because they're too courteous. And
none of the cars can accelerate quickly there.
No, yeah. And the people who do, they're like driving what you would think they would drive, like a BMW, Tesla, or something. Yeah. So you just, anytime you saw a nice car, you're like, okay.
Plus, their robot will save you.
Yeah. And whereas here, there's just something that hits different when like a Mexican mother of 7 in her minivan. Yeah. It's like bulldozing into your car because she wants to merge before you do.
Yeah, you have to let her go.
I don't want to.
I remember my dad said this thing to me one time. He goes, a lot of dead people had the right of way. And I remember that when I drive now. Or I'm like, legally, I was allowed to die.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you bring into the Babadook? Is there anything you know about it? Is there any sort of
very little?
Okay.
I feel like it's some sort of boogeyman story.
Okay.
Right.
And you've not seen it either, right?
I have not seen it.
Well, this will be obvious, but I feel like there's a child involved, and the Babadook is like the classic kind of boogeyman, but is actually killing people.
Okay.
But that's all that I really.
I remember it's wildly successful movie.
Yeah.
Sort of one of those really horror and scary as back type of like staples now.
But like good scary movies are back kind of thing.
Yeah. Jake, have you seen the Babadook?
Yeah.
Is it good?
It's pretty intense.
It's scary, right?
It is even like scary. Persisted through the horror renaissance to still be on like the Mount Rushmore of the horror renaissance.
Yeah, well, because don't you barely actually see the Babadook? Like they only show it once.
No, you see it a bunch.
You see it a bunch?
Yeah, there's a bunch of them.
And
he's
like
in a storybook.
As everything associated with Duke, he's very white.
Well, apparently the Babadook is a queer icon.
Well, yeah, like a lot of horror.
The only thing I know about the Babadook is that one meme of a girl who dressed up as the Babadook to go to a Halloween party, and it wasn't a costume party, and it's one of the funniest things I've ever. Because she's like, it was a lot more wine and cheese energy than it was full Babadook costume energy.
Yeah, been there. Well, it's very much it's in the zeitgeist from that, and also just like. I hear people talk about like, oh, that's my Babadook or whatever. Like, don't you guys?
It's like that cartoon, That's My Bush, but I've never heard that before.
As like, this is something that haunts and terrorizes me or whatever.
Would dressing as Babadook be whiteface or blackface?
Depends on which one you put on first, and don't take pictures during.
The face is because the face is black and white.
Yeah, okay. She was playing a dude. Haunting a dude, playing a dude.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so let's cast it up. Yeah, this is such a this feels like a forever horror movie. You know what I mean? This feels like this will be like The Exorcist. This will be like The Ring. This will be around forever. However you'd like to cast it up.
Okay, I think. Well, I'll read like the descriptive shit. And because it's so stupid and embarrassing. Okay, Chris, you can be the child. His name's Ryder, and you can be the mom.
Great.
Because I like when you're ladies.
I feel like I've been a mother in all of your scripts.
I do it on purpose now. And then there's a couple children, bullies. Okay, so you could be child 1. Chris and Kyle, you can be child 2. And I didn't really come up with any good burns from the bullies. I didn't have a lot of time. So you can improvise. Feel free based on the scene. If you want to roast this kid in a funnier way than I have, please.
So there's child and then also child 1.
Oh, the first child is just the main child.
Okay. Ryder?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay. And then And then there's a teacher. Yeah, that's Kyle. That's a lady. There's also
just
a lady.
Happy to be employed, even if in a script.
Lady principal. You can be her, Chris.
Okay. Hell
and
yeah.
then that's everybody.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Okay. Interior, evening. Oh, and we can do sound effects. This is your first never seen it, right?
No, I've done it once before with Mike.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Remote. This is the
Yeah.
first in first.
Oh, okay. So feel free
Grab
to
anything
use
you
the
want
space.
Oh, I was
Sometimes
wondering what these were
are
for.
Good, like for thunder or scary
Yeah.
sounds, and Kyle knows what he's doing.
Yeah, I don't want to
Improvise, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever you
Whatever the
want.
heart calls to you.
Mm-hmm. Okay, interior, evening. A late 40s woman sits beside her 6-year-old child in bed. She looks rough, real rough, like life had been kicking her in the dick real hard. She has that exhausted look of someone continuing to parent through a horrific tragedy.
Mommy, are you okay?
Wow, you're killing it. That was so good. You sounded so sweet and innocent. Oh my God. Okay.
No, Ryder, I'm not. Look at me, for God's sake. I haven't washed my hair in months. My clothes smell like hot tuna salad. I haven't slept in weeks, and now your dumb ass is asking me questions. Just close your eyes so I can get downstairs and rail a gallon of Chardonnay.
Why is Mommy so sad? Mommy, what's Chardonnay?
Because life sucks ass, honey, and sometimes you have to numb the relentless pain of God's wrath.
Pam gazes longingly out of the child's window into the night sky, as if she's looking directly into heaven.
Sometimes God just takes the wrong one.
What do you mean, Mommy?
Just drink this, baby. You'll feel better.
Okay, Mommy. I hope I don't see the bad man tonight.
We have lightning. Oh, lightning crashes in the sky, slamming the bedroom window shut. A framed photo of Pam and 2 children falls to the floor and breaks. Pam opens a bottle of Benadryl and pours it down Ryder's stupid throat. Ryder drifts away into a deep sleep. Pam skips the glass tonight and takes her barefoot shard right to the dome. Falling asleep on the couch, bottle in hand. When she wakes up, she's been covered by a blanket, but she doesn't remember covering herself with a blanket. That's kind of weird. Exterior, daytime. A school playground.
Aww.
Oh, ha ha ha. Oh, the kids are playing. A circle of children surrounds Ryder, pointing and laughing. His pants are wet.
That little freak pissed his jeans.
His dead brother must have potty trained him.
Okay, all the Rugrats just showed up. This is awesome.
It's apple juice. I spilled apple juice. Then why does it smell like hot piss? You better leave me alone.
Or what? What are you gonna do? Piss on me?
A sudden gust of wind kicks up a tornado of autumn leaves.
A Diddy court document.
Sorry.
Make him reread it.
There's actually lawyers standing outside ready to take this from us.
It's a freak off. A sudden gust of wind kicks up a tornado of autumn leaves, picking up both bullies, tossing their little bodies around like pasta, dropping them onto the top of the cyclone fencing.
Oh my God, this is horrific. You won't believe how bad this is. Those children have been impaled to death by the rusty fence.
A woman, mid-50s, wearing a Ross pantsuit and a bunch of stupid arts and crafts on a big lanyard, blows a whistle. Blows some kind of whistle that a principal would have, I guess.
There's a whistle.
There we go.
I had the answer and I still use this.
Oh, it's you, principal.
He's principal.
Oh, principal.
Principal
Turdington.
Nothing to see here, folks.
What do you mean nothing to see? Those kids are hanging from the fence like laundry.
The teacher leans down to talk to Ryder, who is staring into the sky.
Ryder, honey, are you okay? What happened? Oh, honey, you pissed yourself.
No. He does that every day. That's old piss.
So good. I love that the principal's a lady, and you've giving
I'm gonna
her
keep it a
that
bug of you. I
voice.
forgot about
It's
that.
we got real Trunchbull energy going on.
You know what? That was the direction I was thinking. That was the
Perfect.
direction I was thinking. The bad man, he helped me.
A large branch from an oak tree crashes down onto the two children's lifeless bodies.
He always helps me.
Ryder, what do you mean, you little psycho? Who's the bad
She's
man?
not a good teacher. She shakes him by his shoulders.
Look, he's right there in the tree.
In the oak tree, we see a tall, dark figure. It kind of looks like a pile of sticks with eyes, like red, like big red eyes. He sort of has like a dress on, maybe a big top hat. His teeth are sharp and pointing like a shark. Right? The shadowy figure tips his hat to Ryder and disappears.
Honey, I don't see anyone in the tree.
The bad man was happy with me today. Sometimes he's not so happy with me.
The teacher grabs Ryder by his shoulder and escorts him inside quickly.
Okay, come on, honey. We'd better hide these bodies before the superintendent finds out some more kids died on the sharp fence. He'll have all our asses.
Interior, daytime, Ryder's house. As he approaches the door returning from school, he can hear his mom screaming. As he enters the house, we see a man tossing mom around like she's a trout at the fish market.
Hey!
That's a Seattle reference for you. She's a monger. He's a monger.
I love that she's the tourist visiting my beloved city.
Hey! Stop hurting her! Stop it!
Is-
You got to put your all.
Am I the
into
mean
it.
man?
I love it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Be the mean man.
And don't worry about this, little man. This is a grown-up business. And your mom here is a little liar, aren't you, honey? Ryder, go upstairs right now. Call 911. Call whoever you want. I feel like I'm playing Match Game PM alone.
What this voice is.
Call whoever you want, but I'm not leaving here until I get my money.
I don't know. A real big bottle of Chardonnay falls from a top shelf. Like a real, like that really big one, like from the bottom, like weird part.
Like it's weighing down the shelf to keep it from falling off.
Yeah, breaks in half somehow on a middle shelf, and then the sharp part lands directly on this man's throat, killing him instantly. It's kind of crazy and super bloody.
This is like my Inception thwomp.
Pam shields Ryder's eyes from the disgusting scene.
He helped me again. The bad man with the big hat.
Baby, what do you mean? What hat?
Lower your voice. Okay. Sometimes the bad man comes to help us. He wears a big top hat and a dress.
I shouldn't have read this line ahead because now I'm laughing at it. But honey, your dead brother wore a big top hat and a dress every day.
The monster from the tree appears in their kitchen. Pam gasps. They can both see him. The monster tips his hat to both of them.
I miss my big brother so much.
He loved you so much. And he was a really unique person. That's why we named him Babadook.
The end. How close am I?
Oh, pretty close. The visual description was there.
Oh, because I've seen that meme of that girl.
You really wrote a good part about the thing you knew definitely.
Why does he have a top hat though? Like, what is that for?
Sometimes
It's-
stuff's just scary.
It's just that's well because this was an American movie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, British shit is scary.
Well, it is scary because if you are ever at a party or something and it's not a costume situation and one guy shows up with a big top
Oh,
hat,
yeah.
like you avoid that.
I mean,
man.
I think. Well,
I mean,
now,
I know you play D&D with him, but
Yeah, I don't because he tries too hard. We're all a little thrown off. Like, I think the worst thing you could maybe run into is potentially one strong incel.
Yeah, but he has like a flowy something, right?
Yeah. 'Cause
What is he made of? What is
I
the
don't know,
Babadook?
Jake?
Well, he's a storybook character, so he's made of paper, I guess.
I guess he's made of paper.
Oh, okay.
Right. It's like the Princess Bride. It's a story.
He's like a paper mache.
See,
monster.
this is why
he is, but if
kids-
you hit him, candy flies out.
I feel like
you
the
just light a
secret
match?
message of this movie is don't read.
Never have, never
Because if
will.
they never would have read the book, the Babadook would have been
Right.
duking.
This is why you
Oh,
don't.
so there's a book.
It's like The Ring. You can't watch movies with your friends. Don't. If you're so alone that you watch a movie alone, you should be haunted.
Yeah.
That's what I took away
You
from The
fucking
Ring.
loser.
And horses are scary.
Is there a situation where someone reads this book to a kid, or kids are reading it on their own?
I don't even remember.
The mum reads the book to her son.
Where did she get the book? Like, did she go to Barnes and Noble? Why is there?
This is a Target exclusive, like Taylor Swift's new book,
Oh,
which is primarily what we're here to promote.
it's exclusive at Borders, actually.
Sometimes Dolly Parton will only release something at every Cracker Barrel. And then I have to go to Cracker Barrel.
Where their food has gone so downhill. at Cracker Barrel. I don't mean. I,
It comes out fast.
I went
though.
to a Cracker Barrel in
And listen,
Utah.
that's all that matters.
Yeah. Do you mean to the table?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, also that too.
We're looking at. How are you? A couple minutes? What are we
Yeah, I got a
thinking?
couple minutes. Yeah.
Let's play one real quick game, and then get out of here.
'Kay.
What I want to play, I actually want to play this. We got a couple options. I want to play Build the Perfect Movie, and how this game works is I'll give you a category. Today's category is because of the spooky stuff going to be horror, scary, thriller, any of these sort of things.
Okay.
You have to give me 2 movies from that category whose Rotten Tomatoes score add up to as close to 100 as possible without going over. Price is Right, rules apply. You're competing against each other. You'll each pick one, and then we'll review the scores. You can pick me another one. So like a perfect Robin Williams movie, if you picked RV, 24%, Happy Feet, 76%, that's 100.
Okay.
Amy, you'll pick first, and then Chris, you'll pick your first movie as well, and then
Okay.
we'll review the scores.
Okay. I'm gonna because now I'm so curious. I'm gonna do Puppet Master 1 and 2.
You want to just pick them both right now?
Right? Is that a bad strategy?
You can pick the first one, and then I'll tell you the score, and then you can pick the second one if you'd like.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Tell me the score.
All right, Chris, your first movie.
Fuck you. I'm gonna go Puppet Master 2.
Okay.
Actually, no.
Why are you
no,
doing that to me?
no.
Why are you doing that to me?
I'm gonna do Puppet Master 4.
Okay.
Oh, are you talking about? It's just called Puppet
Actually,
Master 4.
no. I'm gonna go with Puppet Master 5 because similar to the Fast and the Furious series, that's when
You're talking about
this
the final
series-
chapter? That's what Puppet Master 5 is called.
Wait, really? But there's 9 of them.
I mean, you know how books
there
go.
really-
There's second books. This is just the final chapter.
Oh.
All right, Puppet
I'm gonna go
Master
with 5.
1.
I'm gonna go with 5.
Puppet Master 1.
You can have 2.
is
My bad.
43%. So you're looking
Okay.
for a 57.
I feel good about this.
Puppet Master 5 is a 32%. So you're looking for 68. So, Chris, you'll go first. You have more to make up. What's a horror movie or a scary movie, thriller? 68% or less.
I'm gonna go with the first Insidious. I feel like that wasn't highly regarded, but it wasn't
So
considered
Puppet
trash.
Master 5 and Insidious. Amy, your second movie, you're looking for 57.
I'm sticking with Puppet Master 2.
Great. I already have it pulled up. Puppet Master 1 is a 43%. Puppet Master 2, 33%. So that's a 76.
Pretty good.
76.
Not bad.
Puppet Master 5, 32%. Insidious, 67%. That's a 99% of the way to a perfect movie.
Let's
The
fucking
perfect
go!
horror movie would be Insidious with puppets. Big
that's
win.
So
I feel
good.
like last
win.
time I was on, I nailed it too. I was like so close to 100.
think you did a pretty
but
good job.
I didn't get to 100 though. But I was like super close to 100.
Well, hey, this is the annual Amy Miller Halloween
What a treat.
Bonanza episode. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me
If
back.
there's anything you want to tell people about, this will be out the week from Wednesday. So I guess the day before Halloween, maybe.
Oh, yeah. Just follow me on Instagram at Amy Miller Comedy. And then I have some dates coming up in Seattle and
great.
Colorado, elsewhere.
Great.
Just follow me. You'll see it.
Awesome. Chris,
I'll see you
anything to
next
say?
year.
We'll see you next
It's cool
year.
that we at least hang out once a year.
We do, which is more than I see a lot of comedy friends at this point.
For sure. I think we're doing good.
Yeah, once a year is that's great. I've seen you twice now.
Wow.
This is the second
Doubling
time.
me up.
Yeah. You should follow me at Chris Mejia Comedy on Instagram and TikTok, at Topher Mejia on Twitter and Twitch. Listen to the podcast that I co-host with Mike Rosa, a beloved friend. It's called We Didn't Get a Rose, where we recap rom-coms that would love to have both of you on. And then also I started a little one-season side project called Very Interesting. You can find it on YouTube and also where you can listen to podcasts, where it's just me interviewing people who do very interesting stuff. And it's not a comedy podcast. We just have a real deep talk about their lives and what they do. So check that out as well. And yeah, that's
amazing.
You can see me
Love
doing
it.
shows across the city.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Have a good Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
I've never seen it.